Some phrases don't just turn a woman's head, they quietly turn her body toward you. My friend, let's be real. You've seen it before. There's a woman who says she's not looking, just focused on herself, maybe even in a relationship already. Yet some guy walks in, says almost nothing special, and suddenly she's studying him a little too long. She laughs softer, her energy shifts, and you're left wondering, what did he say that I didn't? Most men think it's looks, money, or endless charm. It's not. With grown women, desire is triggered in the mind first. It's the subtle phrases that drop her guard, make her feel understood and signal, this man is different and a little dangerous to my comfort. That's dark psychology. But a Stoic man doesn't use it to manipulate. He uses it with discipline to speak clearly, calmly, and from a place of strength instead of neediness. In this video, I'm going to walk you through a set of forbidden phrases that tap into that deep feminine wiring. Phrases that lower her defenses, touch her mind, and make her feel a pull toward you she can't quite explain. Even if she tries to fight it. Used without control, they're reckless. Used with masculine restraint, they're powerful. You're not here to beg for attraction. You're here to understand how it actually works. Let's get into it. Number 1. The phrase that drops her guard. My friend, let me level with you. Most men lose a woman's interest, not because they're bad guys, not because they lack charm, but because they trigger her defenses without even realizing it. A woman, especially a grown woman in her 40s, 50s, or 60s, has lived long enough to build emotional armor. She's been judged, misunderstood, dismissed, talked over, or pressured more times than she can count. So, when a man shows up and tries to convince her, fix her, or prove something to her, her guard goes up instantly. That's why this phrase is so powerful. It disarms her without force, without manipulation, and without pretending to be someone you're not. The phrase is, I'm not trying to change your mind, I just want to understand you. Simple, direct, masculine, but the impact is deeper than most men realize. Let me show you how this plays out in real life. There's a man named Stephen, 58, from Oregon. Successful career, calm demeanor, recently retired. He's the guy everyone trusts at work, but who never felt fully confident in emotional conversations. He meets a woman named Elena, 54, at a wine tasting event. She's sharp, grounded, and clearly used to handling things on her own, the kind of woman who doesn't let just anyone into her world. One evening they're talking about relationships, nothing heavy, just two adults comparing life lessons. Elena mentions how exhausting it is when men try to correct her opinions or explain why she should think differently. You can see the frustration behind her smile, the exhaustion underneath her confidence. Stephen feels that old instinct kick in, the urge to offer solutions, to show he understands, to prove he's thoughtful. But this time, he stops himself. He looks at her with steady eyes and says, I'm not trying to change your mind. I just want to understand you. And right there, my friend, something shifts. Her shoulders relax, her face softens, her voice settles. She leans in just a little, not because she's attracted to him yet, but because she feels safe enough to be real. Women crave that. Not a man who agrees with everything, not a man who tries to win the conversation, a man who listens without pushing. When you say this phrase with a grounded tone, here's what happens inside her psychologically. Her nervous system stops bracing for judgment. Her emotional guard lowers. She stops worrying about saying the right thing. She starts showing you the truer, softer version of herself. And this is where attraction begins, not in the loud moments, but in the subtle moments when she finally exhales around you. After that conversation, Elena opened up to Stephen in a way she hadn't planned. She shared stories about her past, her fears, her hopes, the things she normally keeps tucked away, because she felt seen, not evaluated, heard, not corrected. This phrase tells her, you aren't needy for agreement. You aren't threatened by differences. You aren't performing for approval. You are grounded. You are steady. You are masculine in the way mature women find irresistible. If you've ever watched a woman soften the moment she felt understood rather than persuaded, drop a comment saying, "I stay grounded. Stay with me." Because what comes next doesn't just lower her defenses, it pulls her mind toward you in a way most men never manage to create. Number 2, the line that touches her mind. Folks, let's slow this down because this next phrase doesn't just make her comfortable, it makes her curious about you. Most men focus on a woman's looks. They over-compliment. They chase. They try to impress her with money, status, or approval. But a grown woman, especially one who has lived, loved, and lost, responds to something deeper, a man who sees her intellect, not just her beauty. And the phrase that activates that part of her is this: "I like the way you think. I didn't expect that." Now listen, my friend. This line works because it touches a part of her identity most men never reach. Women are used to compliments on their smile, their hair, their clothes. It means nothing. It's noise. But when you acknowledge the quality of her mind, she feels a spark she can't ignore. It's subtle, mature, unexpected. And unexpected is attractive. There's a Stoic principle in this. Marcus Aurelius said, "The soul becomes dyed with the color of its thoughts." Women know this intuitively. Their thoughts reveal their depth, their values, their desires, their resilience. When you compliment the way she thinks, you're acknowledging the part of her that shapes her entire life. But here's where the psychology gets interesting. When you say, "I didn't expect that," you introduce a moment of gentle surprise. You're telling her she just stepped outside the box you initially placed her in, not in a negative way, but in a way that makes her more intriguing. She suddenly becomes more dimensional in your eyes, and that feeling is intoxicating to her. She's not trying to impress you, yet now she wants to. She's not trying to stand out, yet now she feels unique. She's not trying to open up, yet suddenly she starts revealing more. Why? Because your reaction tells her you're paying attention, not to her appearance, not to her role, but to her mind. And here's the part most men miss. This phrase only works when you mean it. If you throw it out randomly, with no intention behind it, she'll sense the emptiness instantly. Women at this age are experts at detecting shallow effort. But if you say it with calm precision, at the exact moment she says something insightful, bold, clever, or unexpectedly vulnerable, the effect is powerful. She feels affirmed in a way most men never affirm her. She feels seen in a way most men never see her. And she feels drawn toward you because you touched a part of her she keeps protected, her intellect, her inner world, her private strength. Here's the deeper impact. When you compliment a woman's mind, she becomes more expressive. Her guard drops. She reveals more of herself. She becomes warmer, softer, more feminine in your presence because she feels emotionally respected. Feminine energy expands when it feels understood. And that is what this line does. So the next time a woman says something insightful, something real, something that shows her intelligence or emotional depth, lean in slightly and say it with calm certainty. "I like the way you think. I didn't expect that." If you've ever seen a woman light up because you recognized her inner world rather than her appearance, drop a comment saying, "I honor her mind. Stay with me," because the next phrase doesn't just touch her intellect, it flips the entire dynamic and makes her invest in you without even realizing it. Number 3, the shift that makes her chase you. Let's talk straight, my friend. Most men destroy attraction because they communicate one dangerous message without even knowing it: "I'm available whenever you want me." And the moment a woman feels that, she stops leaning forward. She stops wondering about you. She stops investing. But the shift that makes her start chasing, the shift that flips the dynamic, is when you say something that signals grounded independence. Something that shows her your world doesn't pause just because she showed up. The phrase is simple. I've got a lot going on, but I enjoy the moments we cross paths. That line works because it communicates two truths at the same time. First, you're a man with direction, focus, and purpose. Second, you choose her, but you don't need her. Let me show you how this plays out in the real world. There's a guy named Mark, 52 years old, from Texas. Divorced, solid career, getting his life back after a long marriage that wore him down. He meets a woman named Dana, 49, smart, social, attractive, the kind of woman who gets attention without asking for it. At first, Mark does what a lot of men do when they like someone. He responds fast, he's always available. He tries to match her schedule instead of honoring his own. And what happens? Dana starts pulling back. Not because she isn't interested, but because she doesn't feel the thrill anymore. There's no tension, no mystery, no pull. One night, during a casual conversation, Mark finally shifts. Instead of rearranging his entire evening to talk, he says calmly, I've got a lot going on, but I enjoy the moments we cross paths. That one line changed everything. Dana's energy flipped. Suddenly she was curious again. Why wasn't he chasing? Why did he sound so composed? Why didn't he jump at the chance to talk? What was happening in his life that she didn't know about? See, women don't chase men who are empty. They chase men who are full of purpose, of direction, of self-respect. When a man has a rich inner and outer life, she wants to be invited into it. And here's the psychological truth behind it. When you shift from seeking her attention to valuing your time, she instinctively increases her investment. She becomes the one who leans in. She becomes the one who initiates. She becomes the one who wonders what you're doing, who you're with, and where your mind is. That's exactly what happened with Mark and Dana. After that one moment, she began texting first. She asked when he was free, instead of assuming he'd adjust. She started paying attention to his life, his hobbies, his plans. Because when a woman realizes she might not automatically have access to you, she starts chasing the access. And this shift isn't manipulative, it's mature, it's stoic. Epictetus said, if you want to improve, be willing to be thought foolish about what truly matters. Meaning, stop bending yourself to impress others. Stand firm in your priorities. When she feels that strength, she becomes the one who pursues you. If you've ever felt the energy flip the moment you stopped overgiving, drop a comment saying, I lead my life. Stick with me, because the next phrase doesn't just make her chase, it makes her emotionally invest before she even realizes what's happening. Number 4. The words that pull her closer. All right, my friend, listen closely here. If the last phrase made her lean toward you, this one makes her emotionally attach in a way she won't admit out loud. Women feel attraction through connection. Not the long, dramatic kind, the subtle kind. The kind that makes her feel like there's something different about you, something calmer, something safer, something she wants more of without fully understanding why. And the phrase that creates that pull is this: I like the way you see the world. It tells me a lot about you. It's simple, but do not underestimate the depth behind it. Women spend their entire lives having their feelings questioned, minimized, or treated as irrational. When you acknowledge not just what she says, but how she sees life, you give her something she rarely receives: validation of her inner reality. And here's the Stoic layer. Seneca wrote, we suffer more in imagination than in reality. Women know this instinctively. They feel deeply. They imagine outcomes, scenarios, emotions. When you tell her you like the way she sees the world, you're speaking to the part of her that overthinks, worries, hopes, and dreams. You're telling her, I'm not threatened by your inner world. I'm paying attention to your perspective. You can be yourself around me. This is where the pull begins. Most men try to impress a woman by showing who they are, but attraction grows when you show her you see who she is. This phrase works especially well in quiet moments, when she shares an opinion, a memory, a belief, or even a simple observation that reveals something about her values. You don't interrupt, you don't correct, you don't rush. You simply absorb it, then let the words land. I like the way you see the world. It tells me a lot about you. Here's why this hits so hard psychologically. She realizes you're not judging her. She realizes you're not rushing her. She realizes you're not putting on a mask. And most important, she realizes you're tuned in not to win her over, but because you're genuinely present. Presence is rare. Presence is masculine. Presence pulls her in faster than charm ever will. But here's the part that flips the dynamic. When she feels understood by you, she naturally wants more of that feeling. She starts sharing more. She starts leaning toward you. She starts forming emotional consistency with you. This is where women become loyal without being asked. And remember this, a woman doesn't attach because of your looks, your money, or your words. She attaches because of how she feels when she's around you. This phrase makes her feel safe but stimulated, calm, yet curious. It hits the perfect balance. Now let me tie in the Stoic element one more time. Epictetus said, "We have 2 ears and 1 mouth so that we may listen twice as much as we speak." Use that truth here. Listen to her. Understand her perspective. Then, give her this grounded acknowledgement that builds a psychological bridge between you and her. If you're ready to access my deeper breakdowns, the ones I can't post publicly, make sure you join the membership. That's where I teach the advanced techniques behind connection, attraction, and influence on a level most men never learn. And if you've ever seen a woman open up the moment you understood her, instead of trying to impress her, drop a comment saying, "I listen deeper." Stay with me, because the next phrase doesn't just pull her closer, it plants a seed that grows into desire she can't ignore. Number 5. The sentence that sparks deep desire. All right, my friend, here's where things shift from emotional connection to something deeper, something more magnetic. Women don't feel desire because a man is perfect. They feel it because he awakens a part of them they don't show to the world. And this next line does exactly that. The sentence is, "There's something about you that pulls me in, and I'm not trying to fight it." Now stay with me. This line isn't needy. It isn't a confession. It isn't you putting her on a pedestal. It's you expressing attraction without surrendering your power. A mature woman feels desire when a man acknowledges his interest with calm confidence, not boyish excitement. You're not chasing her. You're not begging for her attention. You're simply naming the energy you feel between you and letting her sit with the weight of it. And to show you how this plays out in real life, let me bring in a scenario. There's a man named Christopher, 55, from Colorado. Solid, grounded, owns a small business, and after a long marriage, he's learning how to date again. He meets a woman named Naomi, 51, at a friend's dinner party. They talk about travel books, small, everyday things, nothing intense. But there's a spark between them. They both pretend not to notice. A week later, they meet again for coffee, and this time the conversation flows even easier. She's relaxed. She laughs more. She tilts her head when she listens. She plays with her necklace without realizing it. Anyone watching would know there's chemistry there. But Christopher doesn't push. He doesn't rush. He doesn't lean in too fast. He listens. He observes. He stays grounded. At one point, Naomi shares a story about why she loves the mountains, how being out there quiets her mind. And instead of responding like most men with advice, comparison, or flattery, Christopher smiles gently and says, "There's something about you that pulls me in, and I'm not trying to fight it." Her reaction: instant softness, instant awareness, instant desire. Her breath slows. Her eyes lock onto his. Her voice drops just a little lower, because for the first time in a long time she hears a man express attraction with maturity, not anxiety. He's not trying to impress her. He's not trying to evaluate her. He's not trying to win her. He's simply acknowledging the magnetic truth between them. That sentence works because it does three powerful psychological things. It validates the connection she already feels, but hasn't said. It shows you're confident enough to express interest without needing permission. It creates a subtle tension, because now she wants to know what exactly about her pulls you in. And here's the deeper reality. Desire grows where mystery meets certainty. You're certain about how you feel, but you remain mysterious about why you feel it. That combination is irresistible. Think about it. Women get chased all the time. They get flattered constantly. They get compliments they don't trust. But when a man says, "There's something about you that pulls me in," he speaks from instinct, not strategy. And that hits differently, especially for a woman who's used to playing it safe. Christopher didn't touch her hand. He didn't lean forward. He didn't break her boundaries. But that one sentence changed the entire energy between them. And if you've ever watched a woman soften when you spoke with grounded honesty, drop a comment saying, "I speak with intention." Stay tuned, because the next phrase doesn't just spark desire, it makes her emotionally attach in a way she won't fully understand until it's already happening. Number 6. The hidden trigger she can't ignore. Let me talk to you like a brother for a second. Every woman has a psychological switch, one she doesn't talk about, one she doesn't even fully understand, but one she always responds to when the right man activates it. And that switch isn't about looks, money, or sweet words. It's about a feeling, the feeling of being chosen by a man who doesn't choose lightly. And the phrase that hits this trigger is, "I don't let many people get close to me, but you're different." Now, hear me clearly. This is not manipulation. This is not a needy confession. This is masculine honesty delivered with restraint. Because when a woman hears that from a grounded man, her entire emotional system shifts. She suddenly feels special, but not in the childish fairy tale way. She feels special in the way a grown woman wants to feel, selected by a man who has standards, self-control, and a life that doesn't revolve around anyone. This works because it touches the part of her psychology tied to emotional exclusivity. Women desire the man other people respect, admire, and struggle to access. When you tell her she's the exception, it activates something deep. And this is where Stoicism comes in. Epictetus said, "If you wish to be loved, love yourself first." A man who values himself naturally becomes selective. A man who is selective naturally becomes desirable. A man who is desirable without bragging or chasing creates tension she cannot ignore. This sentence embodies that truth. Think about the structure of the phrase. First, you establish your boundaries. "I don't let many people get close to me." That signals control, strength, emotional discipline. Then you offer her a doorway, but not a guarantee. "But you're different." That signals interest with mystery attached, and mystery is the oxygen of female desire. She starts asking herself questions she can't shake off. Why me? What does he see in me? What makes me stand out to him? What part of me is he drawn to? Is he imagining something deeper between us? These questions create an emotional loop she keeps returning to even when you're not around. But here's the part men often get wrong. Your tone matters more than the words. If you say it with excitement, you lose the impact. If you say it with hesitation, it sounds insecure. But if you say it calmly, slowly, with steady eye contact, she feels the weight behind every syllable. Here's the psychology behind it. A woman feels safest and most desired when a man is intentional, not impulsive, not desperate. Intentional. That's why this line is powerful. It tells her, you've thought about this, you're aware of your own boundaries, and you're choosing her not because you're lonely, not because you're bored, not because you're overwhelmed by her beauty, but because something in her genuinely moves you. Women don't want to be admired by every man. They want to be chosen by one man they respect. And this phrase gives her that exact feeling. Say it once at the right moment and watch how her body language shifts. She'll lean in. She'll lower her voice. She'll open up in ways she normally guards. Because now she feels the thing she craves most: emotional significance. If you've ever seen a woman soften the moment she realized she mattered to you in a deeper way, drop a comment saying, "I choose with purpose." Don't go anywhere, because the next thing I'm about to give you isn't just a phrase. It's the final psychological trigger that turns attraction into undeniable desire. Number 7. The phrase, "That creates emotional heat." All right, my friend, let's turn up the temperature in a way that stays subtle, mature, and powerful. Emotional heat isn't about dirty talk. It isn't about crossing lines. It's about awakening that spark inside her that makes her hyper-aware of you, your tone, your presence, the space you take up around her. And the phrase that lights that fire without breaking boundaries is this: "I notice things about you I'm not sure you want me to say out loud." Now stay with me, because this sentence works on multiple psychological layers at once. First, it signals awareness. Women crave being noticed, not in a shallow physical way, but in a way that feels personal. When you say this, you're telling her, "I see you," without specifying exactly what you see. That mystery makes her think about what you might mean. Second, it blends curiosity with tension. You're hinting at something, but choosing restraint, and restraint is what creates emotional heat. Mature women find it irresistible when a man feels something but doesn't rush to act on it. And third, it invites her imagination to do the work. You're not stating anything explicitly. You're letting her mind wander to the exact places where attraction grows. Let me show you how this plays out in a real situation. There's a man named Daniel, 53, from Minnesota. Quiet confidence, steady job, recently got back into dating after focusing on his kids for years. He meets a woman named Marissa, 50, warm, elegant, a school counselor who cares deeply about people but rarely lets them in emotionally. They meet at a community volunteering event and end up talking more than either expected. After a few weeks, there's clearly chemistry. Not explosive, not chaotic, slow, warm, steady chemistry. One evening, they're walking together after grabbing dinner. Nothing romantic was planned. It was supposed to be just casual conversation. But the energy is different this time. She's standing a little closer. She smiles at him longer. She lets the silence linger. As she talks about something funny that happened at work, she brushes her hair behind her ear, and Daniel notices the subtle shift, the way her voice softens around him, the way her eyes deepen for a moment. Instead of overpraising her or trying to flirt directly, he waits until the moment is naturally quiet and says in a calm, low tone, "I notice things about you I'm not sure you want me to say out loud." Everything in her changes. Her breath catches for half a second, her cheeks warm, her posture softens, her eyes flick to his, then away, then back again. Why? Because her mind is now playing the game women love. What does he notice? What did he pick up? What did I reveal without meaning to? That inner guessing creates emotional heat far stronger than direct compliments. She becomes more aware of herself around him, more intentional with her tone, more tuned in to the connection. This sentence works because it blends masculine confidence with restraint. You're not spelling anything out. You're not crossing lines. You're not pushing. You're simply hinting that there's depth in your perception and depth in your attraction. And here's the deeper truth. Women feel desire when they sense a man is paying attention, not to their looks, not to their body, but to the subtle signals they never planned to show. What Daniel did was simple but powerful. He brought her into the tension instead of running from it or exploding it. If you've ever created heat with nothing but your presence and your words, drop a comment saying, "I lead the energy." Don't go anywhere, because the next phrase doesn't just create heat, it anchors attraction so deeply she'll think it was her idea all along. Number 8. The line that makes her feel chosen. All right, my friend, lean in for this one, because we're stepping into the deepest emotional territory. Every woman, no matter how confident, successful, or independent she is, carries one quiet desire to feel chosen by a man she respects. Not chased, not worshipped, not begged for attention, chosen. And the line that awakens that feeling in her is this: I'm intentional about who I let into my life, and you're someone I don't overlook. Calm, direct, masculine. This is the kind of sentence that lands in a woman's chest, not just her ears. Let me break down why it works so powerfully. Women today deal with constant noise, DMs, comments, empty attention. Men who want access but offer nothing meaningful. So when you speak with intentionality, not desperation, you stand out instantly. This line tells her 3 things at once. You have standards, you have discipline, and yet she stands out to you. That combination is rare. It makes her feel seen without being smothered, valued without being idolized. And here's where Stoicism ties in. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "The happiness of your life depends on the quality of your thoughts. A high-quality man chooses carefully where he invests his time, energy, attention, and presence." When you express intentionality, you're not flattering her. You're revealing your internal standards. Women find that irresistible. Now, let's talk psychology. When you say, "I'm intentional about who I let into my life," you position yourself as a man with a strong center. That's rare for her. She's used to men who fold their lives open the moment she shows interest. She's used to men who cancel plans, abandon priorities, and break routines just to keep her attention. You're not that man. You're steady, focused, selective. That creates emotional gravity. It pulls her toward you without effort. Then the second part hits her deeper. And you're someone I don't overlook. This is subtle, but extremely effective. You didn't say she's perfect. You didn't say she's the one. You didn't say you're obsessed. You simply acknowledged her presence in your life as meaningful. That sparks something inside her. Not pressure, not obligation, but interest, warmth, curiosity. She starts wondering, what does he see in me? Why did he choose me? What makes me stand out to him? How does he view me differently from others? These thoughts build emotional investment in a way no direct compliment ever could. And here's the deeper truth. Women fall for men who move with intention, not impulse. When you speak like a man who chooses carefully, she feels chosen in the most mature, feminine way. This line works especially well during meaningful conversation, when she shares a belief, a value, a personal story, or something that reveals her character. That's the moment you deliver the line slowly, with calm presence. She'll shift instantly. Her eyes soften, her tone warms, her energy leans toward you. Because women don't bond through pressure, they bond through recognition. And that's exactly what this line delivers: recognition with masculine restraint. If you've ever watched a woman open up more the moment she realized she mattered to you in a grounded way, drop a comment saying, "I choose," with clarity. Stay tuned, because the final trigger doesn't just make her feel chosen, it makes her feel connected to you in a way she won't easily walk away from. Number 9. The words that wake up her feminine energy. My friend, this is where things get powerful. A woman's feminine energy doesn't show up just because she likes a man. It shows up when she feels safe, seen, and subtly led. Most men try to force attraction through compliments, fixing her problems, or proving their worth. But a mature woman doesn't soften for effort. She softens for presence. And the words that awaken that part of her are, "You don't have to rush with me. I like seeing who you are when you relax. Now stay with me, because this line might sound simple, but what it does inside her is anything but simple. Women spend their lives being rushed emotionally, mentally, socially, rushed to forgive, rushed to trust, rushed to open up, rushed to be comfortable. And the older she gets, the more she protects that softer side of herself. But when you tell her she doesn't have to rush, and you say it with calm confidence, something shifts. She feels her guard drop, not because you demanded it, but because you earned it. Let me show you how this plays out in the real world. There's a man named Jonathan, 56, from North Carolina. Stoic, steady, doesn't talk more than he needs to. And he meets a woman named Valerie, 52, a graphic designer with a warm personality but a cautious heart. On their first few dates, she's polite, charming, but clearly holding pieces of herself back. She laughs, but it's reserved. She smiles, but it's guarded. She talks, but she watches herself. Most men would push harder at this point. More compliments, more pressure, more questioning. Not Jonathan. On their fourth meetup, their